Welcome to the deep dive. Ready to explore some seriously mind-bending stuff?
Always.
Today, we're tackling dreams. But not just like, oh, I dreamt I was flying kind of dreams.
Right.
We're talking about the idea that dreams could be like portals to other dimensions. Or maybe even channels for alien messages.
Whoa.
Or, maybe even glimpses into the future, like prophetic dreams and stuff. We've got a whole stack of research articles and theories to sort through. So let's dive in.
Sounds good to me.
First things first, the source we're looking at today points out that this whole idea that dreams are like windows to other realms, it's not some new trendy thing. It pops up in cultures all over the world, going way, way back.
Absolutely. I mean, just think about the ancient Greeks. They had Morpheus, their god of dreams, and cultures all over the world see dreams as a way to connect with ancestors or spirits.
It's true. Like, every culture seems to have its own unique way of understanding dreams.
Right, right. And the source even mentions how the ancient Egyptians were super into dreams. They had these elaborate rituals and believed that certain dreams could, like, foretell the future.
Makes you wonder if there's something, like, universal about dreams, right?
Yeah, something that connects us all across time and cultures. It's a fascinating thought.
Okay, so the source talks about this idea that during REM sleep, our brains are actually tuning into different frequencies of reality. It's like our brains are switching channels on some cosmic TV.
Now, this is where things get really interesting because there's this theory in physics called string theory that actually kind of supports this idea.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, so string theory says that there could be multiple dimensions, like beyond what we normally perceive, which is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. Now, granted, it's still just a theory, but it does offer a way to think about how all these different realities could exist.
Okay, so you're saying that feeling of like walking through walls in a dream or being somewhere totally different could actually be a glimpse into another dimension.
Wow.
That's wild.
I know, right? The source even mentions how altered states of consciousness, from meditation or, psychedelics, might also open up these interdimensional experiences. It's like our consciousness can kind of break free from our physical bodies and explore these other realms.
Seriously. Okay, so dreams as portals, check. But what about this whole alien contact thing? That's something I've always been curious about. Like, are we really alone in the universe?
Right, the big question. Right, and if not, how are these, advanced civilizations reaching out to us?
Right.
Well, the source talks about how a lot of people report having these super vivid dreams about encountering extraterrestrials. And these dreams often feel way more real than regular dreams.
Oh, totally. I've definitely had dreams like that. It feels so real. You wake up and you're like, wait a minute, did that actually just happen? It can be kind of freaky.
For sure. And the source suggests that maybe these beings are using dreams to communicate with us.
Really?
Yeah, because dreams kind of bypass language and technology. It could be like a more direct connection,
Like some kind of cosmic telepathy.
Exactly. It might sound far-fetched, but think about how animals communicate, right? They use instincts and subtle cues. Maybe these extraterrestrial beings are tapping into a similar way of communicating, something we don't fully understand yet.
The source actually brings up this case of Betty Andreasson. She claimed to have been abducted by aliens multiple times, starting in the 1960s. And she had all these vivid dreams of beings of light communicating with her telepathically. It's a story that's been debated for years, but it definitely makes you think, like maybe there's something to this whole alien contact through dreams thing.
Yeah, and there are a ton of stories like Betty's out there. The source points out that they often have similar themes, like encounters with beings of light, telepathic communication, even journeys to other worlds.
It's crazy. It makes you wonder if maybe there's something like a collective unconscious at play,
Yeah.
like what Carl Jung talked about. Maybe we're all tapping into this universal pool of archetypes and experiences.
That's a great point. Maybe these encounters, whether we see them as interdimensional or extraterrestrial, are tapping into something deeper within us all. Something about our need for connection, our fascination with the unknown, our desire to figure out where we fit in this giant universe.
Whoa. Okay, my mind is officially blown. But as much as I want to buy into all of this, I have to ask, how do we know what's real and what's not when it comes to dreams? Can we really trust these subjective experiences?
That's a tough question. And honestly, it's one that science is still trying to figure out. I mean, we know a lot about the brain and how sleep works, but consciousness and the subjective experience of dreaming, that's still a big mystery.
So we're kind of in the realm of speculation and interpretation then.
Yeah, pretty much. But that doesn't mean we should dismiss it all. It's important to remember that science is always evolving, right? What we think is impossible today might be common knowledge tomorrow. Just look how much our understanding of the universe has changed over the centuries. We went from thinking Earth was the center of everything to realizing it's just one tiny planet in this vast, expanding universe.
That's a good point. But even if we can't prove, like definitively, that dreams are portals or channels for alien messages, doesn't the fact that these ideas have been around for so long and in so many cultures suggest that there might be something to them?
It's definitely something to think about. And it brings us back to that idea of the collective unconscious, right? Maybe these recurring dream themes, they're tapping into some deeper truth about reality that we're just starting to grasp.
This is seriously making me rethink everything I thought I knew about dreams. But before we go any further down this rabbit hole, I'd love to hear from you, our viewers. What do you think about dreams as portals or channels for alien communication? Have you ever had a dream that was so real, so strange, that it made you question what's real? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments. We'd love to hear them.
It really is amazing how dreams can make us question reality, right?
Yeah, totally.
And speaking of questioning reality, the source we're looking at also talks about prophetic dreams, like dreams that can predict the future.
Okay, yeah, that's where things get super interesting for me. I've always been kind of fascinated by the idea that dreams could show us the future, but also a little skeptical. Like, is it really possible to see the future in your dream?
That's the age-old question, isn't it?
Right.
What's interesting is that this belief in prophetic dreams is something you find throughout history across so many cultures.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, even the ancient Greeks and Romans, they were really into dream interpretation. They had oracles and soothsayers who were like revered for their ability to understand dreams and predict what was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Like the Oracle of Delphi, right. She was supposed to get prophecies from the god Apollo through dreams and trances. Wasn't there also that story about Julius Caesar being warned about his assassination in a dream?
Exactly. The source mentions that supposedly Caesar's wife, Calpurnia, she had this super vivid dream about him being assassinated the night before it happened. She actually begged him not to go to the Senate that day. Of course, we don't know for sure if that's exactly how it went down, but it definitely adds to the whole mystery of prophetic dreams.
It's crazy how those stories, like, tap into our desire to know what's coming, you know?
Yeah.
But what about from a more, like, scientific point of view? How can we explain these dreams that seem to predict the future? Is it just coincidence, or could there be something more going on?
Well, the source looks at a few different possibilities. One theory is that our subconscious minds are way more powerful than we realize. Like, we're always taking in information, even if we're not aware of it. So maybe dreams are a way for our subconscious to sort through all that data and make connections we wouldn't normally see when we're awake.
So it's like our dreams are doing some serious data crunching while we sleep. That's kind of cool.
Right. And sometimes those subconscious connections might turn into dreams that seem to predict the future. It's not that our dreams are literally showing us what's going to happen, but more like they're revealing patterns and possibilities that we weren't consciously aware of.
That makes sense. But what about those cases where the dream matches up with something that happens later in a really, like, uncanny way? The source talks about synchronicity, which Carl Jung described as meaningful coincidences. Could that be playing a role in these prophetic dream experiences?
It's definitely a possibility worth considering. Jung believed that synchronicity points to a deeper connection between our inner world and the outer world. Like maybe things that happen in our lives aren't always random, but they're connected in ways we don't fully understand.
So these dreams that seem to predict the future, maybe they're actually glimpses into these, like, hidden connections in reality that our subconscious minds are somehow tuned into.
That's a really fascinating way to think about it, and it kind of fits with the idea that our understanding of reality is always changing and evolving. What we see as a coincidence today might make more sense later as we learn more about consciousness and the universe.
Oh, this is seriously making me want to pay more attention to my dreams.
Yeah.
Instead of looking for, like, literal predictions, maybe we should be focusing on the themes, the symbols, the emotions in our dreams, and seeing how they connect to our waking lives in the bigger picture.
Exactly. And that actually brings up another important point from the source: the importance of paying attention to our dreams and maybe even keeping a dream journal.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
By writing down our dreams, we can start to notice patterns and themes that might give us some insight into our subconscious and maybe even give us a peek into the interconnectedness of everything.
I'm definitely inspired to start taking my dreams more seriously now. This whole deep dive has been so thought-provoking. But before we jump into our next topic, I wanted to remind our viewers to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future deep dives.
And if you're enjoying this exploration of dreams, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We believe that knowledge should be shared and that, together we can figure out the mysteries of the universe one deep dive at a time.
We've really gone deep on dreams today, huh? I mean, we've talked about them being portals to other dimensions and about aliens using them to contact us, and even the possibility of prophetic dreams.
It's been a wild ride through dreamland for sure.
Speaking of wild rides, the source also talks about lucid dreaming.
Ah,
That's where you become aware that you're dreaming while you're still dreaming, right?
exactly. It's like taking this whole consciousness thing to a whole new level. With lucid dreaming, it's not just about watching your dreams, but actually interacting with them.
Wow.
Yeah, you can shape the story, direct it. You could even explore different realities within the dream itself.
That's incredible. Like you become the director of your own dream movie.
Precisely. And the best part, the source says there are ways to actually train yourself to lucid dream. Things like doing reality checks throughout the day and keeping a detailed dream journal.
So it's like a skill you can develop.
Yeah, kind of like working out a muscle.
Yeah.
The more you practice being aware in your dreams, the more likely you are to become lucid and start taking control.
That opens up so many possibilities. Imagine facing your fears in a dream, or testing out creative ideas.
Or even practicing a skill, right? It's like a safe space to experiment and explore.
I know. The source talks about how lucid dreaming has been used in therapy to spark creativity, even for spiritual growth.
It really makes you wonder if we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with dreams. If we could learn to harness the power of our subconscious through lucid dreaming, imagine what we could achieve.
It's pretty mind-blowing stuff, for sure. This entire deep dive has been such an incredible journey. We've questioned what we thought we knew about reality, explored the mysteries of consciousness, and considered what all these dream experiences might mean.
Absolutely.
And, as we wrap up this conversation, I keep coming back to one thought-provoking question.
What's that?
What if the true power of dreams isn't just about what they tell us about the outside world, but what they reveal about ourselves? Like, what if dreams are a reflection of who we are deep down?
I love that. It's like our subconscious mind is painting a picture of our fears, our desires, our hopes and dreams, literally.
Right. And maybe by paying attention to those dreams, by really listening to that inner voice, we can unlock something powerful within ourselves. Start a journey of self-discovery that goes beyond our waking lives.
That's a beautiful thought.
And on that note, we want to thank you all for joining us on this deep dive into the world of dreams. We hope it's inspired you to explore your own dreams and embrace the possibilities that lie within your subconscious.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and share it with your friends. Let's keep exploring these mysteries together.
And remember to check out the 2 videos on your screen now to continue your journey of discovery. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep questioning, and keep seeking the truth within and beyond yourselves.
Sweet dreams.